what qualities or ingredients are most important for collaboration to succeed? And then in tangent to that, what qualities or ingredients cause it to go horribly wrong?
Yeah, hopefully avoid that one. Yeah, so all sorts of things come into play when we're talking about collaboration at the local, in this case, the municipal level. But basically, at the start, we need to have some shared goals. We need to have some things in common. They don't have to be exactly the same. I might have a different take on it than the municipality or other community actors, but we need to at least be on the same page. And from having those shared goals, we can develop projects and programs that address, in this case, the community needs and the stakeholders that they represent, and are part of, the work that WWF envisions itself as being a part of and contributing to. So I always see myself as the catalyst, the convener, the facilitator of the process, and hopefully those processes lead to good actions and implementation of activities on the ground. Beyond shared goals, we need to be adaptable, and that's on all sides of the equation, because often there's little roadblocks and hurdles along the way, and we need to be able to respond to that, to address it, and to move forward. As a facilitator, I need to be a really good listener. I need to hear what the municipality is talking about, and then that could be, something from the CAO, the Chief Administrative Officer. It could be from council. It could be from, public works directors. It could be from residents and or businesses and stakeholders in the region. And we all speak a very different language. We might be talking about the same thing. We might be talking about climate change, but we all speak about it in very different ways. And at the community level, it's most often spoken about how how individuals, businesses are impacted. And lastly, I think we really need to be innovative and push the bounds on, what can we work on together? Climate change is big, and it affects everybody in a slightly different way. And so we need to come to grips with that, to accommodate that in the process and in that those shared goals and shared vision. But we also need to think about how do we move the mark as we go through these processes and activities to actually have significant and lasting and meaningful impact at the local level. No
so then just building off of that, what would cause the collaboration to go horribly wrong?
Right. Forgot about that piece. Collaborations go wrong. It happens all the time. And if we start out with a bit of that expectation, or at least not ruling that out, it does allow us to better respond to issues when they arise. And I think, part of it is obviously the language that we use, and our understanding of the issues that we're trying to address can lead to confusion. We also need to understand that different people have different roles. A town council has a different role than the Chief Administrative Officer, who has a different role than the President of the Chamber of Commerce. So understanding those differences, and when you do have a challenge, if an issue does arise, obviously the first important step is to have a conversation with these people, preferably face to face, and talk it through and make sure we do understand the issue, that we have the same understanding from our respective points of view, or wherever we're sitting on the project, and then we work together to address it. And let's face it, this takes time, and when I've seen issues and challenges arise, it's often because process is rushed and relationships are rushed. And these relationships don't happen overnight. You have to have a long-standing presence in the region as an individual or as an organization in order to foster the level of trust needed to ensure that when things do go off the rails, and they will, that you have the depth and breadth of knowledge and relationships in place to talk to it about your partners up front and work on the solutions. And I think that's the final point for me on this, is that we shouldn't shy away from these challenges, and you certainly don't want to let it you know, sort of grow in the corner to become a behemoth. You know, the sooner you can talk about it and develop a plan to address it, the better. And you should talk about that with others involved, whether the issue affects them or not. They should be aware of some of the challenges and what's being done to address them.